Thank you. What an honor to be here, to join hands with you, to celebrate 70 years of Filipino women's suffrage, and to extol its champions. 7 decades ago, it was a conservative era in Philippine politics. Well, we thank Lulu Casas Quezon's father-in-law for working to give us the right of suffrage, but many male legislators who were against women's suffrage at that time said that women belonged only to the home and that women themselves did not want to have the right to vote. But they were wrong. Quezon was right. And more than 400,000 Filipino women said yes. Today, 70 years later, we can say that we are proud that women in the Philippines got the right to vote ahead of women in many other parts of the world. And women in the Philippines rose to the very top of the political and corporate world ahead of women in many developed parts of the world. Filipino women are champions in the home. We hold the purse strings, unlike many other parts of the world. We are champions in political leadership. Now, aside from having a woman president, we have 25% of the Philippine Congress made up of women. And we are champions in the corporate world. The statistics all over the world show what a large number of female CEOs we have in our corporate world. It often falls to the women of our nation. In fact, almost all the women of our nation are the ones obligated to feed and clothe our children and see that they go to school ready to learn. Very, very few households are liberated enough to have a house husband and then a woman being charged of working outside. When a woman works outside, she is still the housewife ahead, on top of it. And that is why it is so important for her, for the Filipino woman, that her burdens are made lighter by an economy that is moving forward. And this is what our steadily improving economy is all about. The state of our economy today, 70 years after women won the right to vote, brings hope and excitement. Our growth is the highest in a generation. Revenue is now on track. And I have to congratulate our female BIR Commissioner, Lillian Hefty. You know, Customs and BIR are both achieving their targets for 2 months now. In Customs, there are some underperforming units. There are some overperforming units. So the overperforming units make up for the underperformance of the underperforming units. So Customs is performing overall. In the BIR, every single unit is now making its targets. So we should congratulate Lillian for that. Job creation is strong. Our deficit is down because our BIR and Customs are able to meet their targets. Consumer confidence is up. And that's very important because consumers are mostly women. In fact, Mrs. Benedicto has always been famous as a consumer advocate. And I asked Mrs. Benedicto, how is your consumer group? She said, it's still there. So I said, I think we should work very closely with the Department of Trade and Industry in order to work together to promote consumers' rights. I guess one reason why consumer confidence is up is that inflation is holding steady. When I was in APIC in Australia, I was very proudly saying that our inflation rate is 2.5%. I was wrong. It's 2.4%. The foundation of our economic comeback is wide, deep, and solid. Across the board, the nation's economy is pointed in the right direction, and for all the right reasons. The elements of this broad-based success are built on many things, and with the help of many people, institutions, and economic contributors. Notable among this is the Filipino woman. The Filipino woman as homemaker or policymaker. The Filipino woman as worker, executive, or entrepreneur. Or, as I said earlier, the Filipino woman in a combination of several of these roles. The woman suffragists of 70 years ago taught us a thing or two about balancing their family lives and political preoccupations. We know some of their offspring and some of their daughters are also equally very valuable and responsible members of our society. So that means they brought them up very well as well. Whatever is our career outside the home, there is an irreplaceable value of the women's work at home. Strong, stable families contribute to a stable nation, a culture of peace, and it promotes dialogue among diverse groups. Because if you know how to deal with other members of your family, you'll know how to deal with other people in the community. So let us exercise our right of suffrage to achieve the right of women to have more economic choice, to determine the future of their lives and the lives of their families. And to be able to exercise our right of suffrage to its fullest, let us crusade for electoral reforms. Our administration has long provided funds for computerization of elections. Let's campaign for modernization of voting, counting, and canvassing, starting with the forthcoming barangay elections. We can disagree on political goals, but not on the conduct of democratic elections. And let us lobby for a law to fund poll watchdogs and a stronger law against election-related violence. To be able to lobby for all of these as women, we count on organizations like the women's organizations represented here in this federation's gathering to empower women to organize at the grassroots level with training on leadership, communication, negotiation, assertiveness. Indeed, we have come far in the fight by women for rights and participation in the political and economic process. Women's rights are human rights. Our society must do everything in its power to ensure that these rights are respected and protected. So let us use the right of suffrage that our mothers and grandmothers gained for us 70 years ago to work for the day that no woman in the Philippines has to live a life of poverty or exploitation. Let's use our right of suffrage to modernize the Philippines, to make the life of our sisters a better one, with more economic opportunity, greater social justice, and a better future for our children. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat.